Hey, welcome back everybody. Better late than never, but my stuff for Nannaclir came in, so we'll do a quick profile on that before the set comes out in I think we got 2 weeks. So if you're looking for the core to kind of grab, if you were interested in this deck, this is what I'm showing you now. So we got the Ride Line, which the Ride Line is super adorable. We got Lucent, this little guppy guy. We got Yodel. Yodel's got the ability when the grade 2 rides over him, you call him to rear and soul charge, and then if your world is straight guarded, he gets plus 5k power, which you will only be in straight garden once you hit grade 3. We got Nocturon. Nocturon is when the grade 3 rides over it, you take any card from your drop and put it to your soul, and then you call this out to the rear guard. And if your world is a stray garden, it can boost and get 5k. So typically, when you ride up, you're doing this to one of the pocket corners and this to right behind the Vanguard. At least that's where I personally like putting it. The putting a card from drop to soul is very interesting, but there isn't like any like super special like tech yet to like put in to like get extra advantage off of. And then lastly, we have Nannaclir. Nannaclir has a couple abilities. So first of all, if you have three or more, one who arrived at Paradise. So these three little guys and the couple ones in the deck, uh, your world becomes Stray Garden, and when it becomes Stray Garden, Nannaclear's drive becomes triple drive, which is it's pretty free. You don't have to work for that. Uh, and then it has a act ability. Once per turn, Energy Blast 3. Look at top 5, and you get to add, or you get to call a card to the field, and I believe it gets plus 5,000 power. It does get plus 5,000 power, yes, until end of turn, uh, which is really nice, so it helps you deck thin and stuff. Also, because of the order that comes with the deck, which we'll get to in a second, you can also grab the order card off of this due to its own skill. So it's a really solid ride line overall. So get these out of the way, and we'll move on to the grade threes. So we're going to talk about Persona Ride, Regalis Piece. We're trying to play in order every turn, so Twin Cast is probably the best. You could play Fire Regalis if you really want to, and obviously we want big numbers, so Persona Ride is always good. Let's see here. Go here for a second. We got the order card. I'm gonna butcher this really bad, but it's like Cade Millet Fillet or something like that. Anyways, so what this does is, if you have a Nannaclear Vanguard, uh, well, one, you can, if it's like revealed by a card effect, so off Nannaclear or one of the grade twos we'll go over in a second, uh, you can add it to hand, and then if you reveal it in hand, you draw a card. It's kind of free. So in case you don't hit like an actual body off of Nannaclear or the grade 2, you still get like a little extra advantage. And then it has two different abilities for when you play it as an order. The first is that you can bring back a card from your drop zone with one who arrived at Paradise and give it plus 5 until the end of turn, which is really cool. Or you can pick one of your rear guards that has one who arrived at Paradise, give it 5k, and if it restands, it gets a crit. It's another it's a pretty solid card overall. Not a lot to say about it, but it is. I won't say it's the heart and soul of the deck, but it does help you push out your aggression a lot more easily. So put you guys there. And the last grade 3 we're going with is Florence. Florence is an interesting card. Realistically, she's like the most cuttable card. But if your opponent flips the trigger, she gets 10k power, 10k shield, um, and you get to soul charge off of her, which does come up in this deck on attack, all by milling two, which is really good. Uh, and then the most important thing is you can also on swing, if you drew your over trigger, you can pick any when she attacks, you can pick any unit card and uh, add it back to hand by removing the over trigger from the game. It doesn't come up very often, but the big thing is she's an extra 10k shield, which this deck kind of likes. Moving on to the grade twos. This is more of the meat and potatoes of the deck. So we got 4 copies of Leaf Feather Dragon. This might be my favorite art if the next card didn't exist, but like I think it looks really cool. So on play, you get to counterblast one, look at top three, and call a card to the field. But if your world is straight garden, you get to look at top seven instead. So deck thinning is really cool, and it helps you try to get that name requirement. And then the other ability is when it attacks, you can Soul Blast one to give it plus 10k for that battle. So this is a really good restand target off Nannaclir, but it's yeah, it's just a really good restand target. I don't know what to say. Uh, Weaslin would be the other really good restand target, but it's also like an inlet pulse. So if your World's Stray Garden, it gets 5k power, but during your opponent's turn, because you're only Stray Garden during your turn, during your opponent's turn, it gets 5k shield, which is really cool. But at the end of turn, if you did four or more attacks, you get to put the soul draw card if you're in Stray Garden. So it's pretty free. And then we have this guy. I like this guy a lot. Tideline Dragon. So Tideline is if you Persona Road, you get Soul Blast 1, give himself, and give any other unit on the board. So you can give Vanguard, or you can give the thing you're going to restand plus 10k. So this card helps you on Persona Ride turns really push hard and hit big numbers. Probably my favorite thing that you can do with this is if you can get enough One Who Arrived at Paradise in the back row, you can on Persona Ride call out two of these. The first one will give itself, and the second one 10k, and the second one will give the other one 10k and itself 10k. So you just bump up both rearguard columns by 20, or you could even have one of them be like, hey, I'm going to give the Vanguard plus 10, which is really cool instead. So uh, one will be 40, one will be 30, and the Vanguard will be 33. Like it just helps you hit big numbers, and it's kind of our how do I put it? It's our big way to win the game, I should say. And lastly, we have the Ace unit. You know, we don't. Besides the Vanguard, we don't really use energy for anything else, so it's good to have some sort of outlet to use it. And this helps you deck thin and brings a card back from drop zone, which what is there to hate about that, right? Moving on to the grade ones, we have this little lettuce guy. Another one who arrived at Paradise. So this thing has two really good effects. It's got the effect that you can on rear guard like retire it and then pick the order card from your drop, and you can play it from the drop this turn. But then it goes to the bottom of the deck at the after you do it, which is fine. There's nothing bad with that. But it basically makes it so you don't feel like you have to hold on to every single order card. Like if you lose some, it's whatever. And the other ability is when the unit in the same column as it restands too. So you can always, at the very least, like bare minimum numbers, you can always be like, hey, I'm gonna swing for like 18 or 23, and then my rear guard will restand. This will restand. It's kind of like the Virgilla grade one that restands when the mate unit restands. So it's not bad. It's really good actually. And I got he's kind of this one's kind of a placeholder, but like for right now, it's doing some pretty good work in terms of the early game aggression, which is Philander. Just a check top five, send one to the graveyard. You know, give you more call targets or just deck thinning in general. And if you hit 10 or more cards and drop, it's a 18k booster, which is really nice. And lastly, we have 4 perfect guards. I mean, if you got to play perfect guards, you know. That is it for the grade 1 count, and then we just go straight to our triggers. We have the best over trigger in the game, which is Bless Favor. We've got 8 crits because crits win games. Uh, we play 3 fronts because it's very easy to deck out in this deck, and we don't desperately need the soul in this deck. Uh, mind you, we have stuff that do go to soul. We have things that do blast for soul, but it's just not the main resource, so I'm not very desperate to play the soul fronts. And lastly, for heals, uh, play the effect ones if you want to. Whatever goes with your uh, current meta or local. And that is it for the profile. It's a pretty kind of straightforward one because this deck just doesn't have a lot, I should say. Like it has a decent number of names. It's got a really good order card. It swings it swings with triple drive. It swings and restands things, so it's 4 attacks, which isn't bad. And this can give things crits, which is good. Um, but this deck just needs like a little more quality of rear guards, which the next set does kind of supply us with some quality ones. It gives us a good booster that comes back every turn. It gives us a new grade 3 that gets power and crit, which is really cool. But where I'm hoping when I believe it'll be set 13 is the next anime set. I hope when set 13 comes out, they drop some like more one who arrived at paradise that really help push this deck farther than it could, kind of like they did with Vaserug. But yeah, that's it for this one. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.